Alright folks, Coach Patrick here, Marathon Nation, back with our 6th video installment from the Beginner Marathon Training Seminar Series. And today I'm going to talk to you about nutrition for training and racing for beginners. Now, as I've talked a lot already about, people focus on the miles, the training, the race itself, the terrain, the conditions, everything. And they talk about pacing and goal times. They'll talk about their equipment, from the special shoes they have, to buying new shoes, to Walkman, EarPod, whatever things. But what people don't talk a lot about is nutrition. And nutrition is an important part of how you're both going to train and race. Now, I'm not going to talk about day-to-day nutrition. That's a 24-hour cycle you need to deal with all into yourself. But I can tell you this: dialing in your training nutrition will allow you to get good workouts in and improve the odds of you losing weight or improving your body composition overall, by not putting you into a massive deficit anywhere else in your life. So let's start illustrating this with an example of what not to do. So what Timmy, the beginner marathoner, does, he'll say, okay, I'm doing this marathon and I'm 10 pounds overweight. I want to lose weight, so I'm gonna run in the morning, but I'm not going to eat before. I'm not going to eat during my run, and when I come back, I'm just going to have a real small something to tide me over to lunch. And this way, I'm not eating as much food. Problem with that is Timmy's been fasting for the last 7 hours overnight because he didn't eat at nighttime. He woke up, he's already in a hunger state. Then he gets the workout done. If it's under an hour, he could probably wing it, get pretty close to what he might normally do. But he's cannibalizing, his body's cannibalizing his muscles, breaking down the tissue, reaping energy from those cells. And then at the post-recovery workout window, those 15 minutes where your body's crying out for protein and recovery, he's giving it something real super fast, like a bagel or muffin or whatever, and maybe a banana if he's feeling especially nutritious, and then he goes on the rest of his day. And the net being that those workouts are not great, and over time, a couple sessions like that, your overall recovery is going to plummet. And somewhere in the course of that day, Timmy's most likely going to make a bad nutrition choice. He's going to, at 8 o'clock when he's starting to wind down, he's going to be starving because he's been focused all day, but now he's at home and there's a freezer full of ice cream in front of him, or Hershey's Kisses, or whatever the bad stuff du jour is, and he's gonna pile down on that stuff just before he goes to bed. Then he's gonna wake up feeling guilty, so he's not gonna eat. It ends up being this cycle that perpetuates itself. So don't be like Timmy. Instead, be smart about how you work out and understand that our goal from a nutrition perspective in all of your training racing sessions is we never want you to run out of energy. Never. We don't want the body to get in the habit of basically devouring itself to feed your muscles for a workout. So the way it should work is, if Timmy's doing an early morning workout, he might not want to eat beforehand, but he can get up and he can have a gel or two before the run, 15 minutes before, with some water. So he's putting some glycogen, some calories into the system. During the run, if it's longer than an hour, he can fuel appropriately, either with a sports drink or maybe another gel, or maybe some blocks or shots or something else along the way to keep his energy up as he goes. When he recovers, Timmy comes home and immediately has a glass of chocolate milk, or maybe a quick protein shake, something that has a 4-to-1 ratio of carbs to protein, facilitating recovery and so on. And then he can have a light breakfast, or perhaps no breakfast at all if he's already full, if it's a short workout. But the net being that workout was fueled, it was recovered from, and ideally, he's moving forward now in a great place where the other food decisions he makes during the day are going to be more consistent and solid because he actually fueled his body during the workout at the most important time when it needed those calories. Okay, so set yourself up right. If you can do that, then you'll have a much better chance of eating the rest of your day properly and seeing long-term sustainable gains in your body composition. Don't go for the short-term, high-impact stuff. It's simply not going to help you out as a beginner. There's a lot you need to learn about your body and nutrition requirements, so set yourself up right. Now, in terms of training and racing nutrition, those long runs are what simulate your actual race. So it's very important on those weekly long runs that you begin to start implementing your nutrition in a way that you're going to do so on the race. So if you have your own nutrition, you can use a fuel belt or something similar to carry it. If you're going to use the nutrition on the course, you may want to go out and buy some of whatever that is they're serving. Either put that in your fuel belt or have it ready, available for you. You do your pre-race for those long runs. You do your pre-race 2 gels. You have a good breakfast, say 2 hours before. You do pre-race 2 gels 15 minutes before with water. And then you go out and start running, and you start your feed schedule of water and sports drink and other fuel as you go. And each one of these long runs then becomes an opportunity to put that nutrition plan to the test. So that by the time race day comes around, you've run on days where it got really hot, or you run on days where it started off cold, or where it rained on you, or you dropped some nutrition, or you forgot to eat something. You've seen all those various permutations of your one plan, and on race day, as you go through implementing it, you're making decisions based on experience, not based on what you wrote down in your hotel room at 11:30 last night in a cold sweat that you've never done before, which can lead you in a bad place. That experience will help you drive a good marathon experience because you'll be making decisions based on data that you've already had on a personal level relevant to you, and you know what works. So if you know on a hot day you need to start drinking a little more often, you can actually, because you messed it up in training, you can do that more on race day. You can slow down early. You've got that context to make a good decision. But ultimately, in the course of a marathon, and I've got several articles up on the blog at marathonnation.us about this, again, your goal in the marathon is to give yourself enough fuel, kind of topping off of that good pre-race breakfast and those pre-race gels you had just before the start. Breakfast early, gels just before the start. The nutrition in the race is enough to keep you going. You'll never be able to replace what you're burning, but it's enough to keep you going so when you get to the point at the end of the day, when you hit the wall and things get really hard, you've got the mental and physical strength to be able to make a decision to break through that wall and keep going at your pace and have a great day. Nutrition won't make the marathon easy, but it can set you up to have a personal best day and alleviate one of the biggest problems that beginner marathoners have. You can do more research online at marathonnation.us about this or elsewhere as well. If you have nutrition questions, hit me on Facebook or Twitter. Otherwise, I will see you in our next installment from the world's longest beginner marathoner email seminar series. Take care, folks. Coach Patrick signing off.